So how will all this play out when the trial starts on June 3rd? Let's ask New York trial attorney Rebecca Rose Woodland. Great to see you, Rebecca. Thanks for being here. It's fascinating to me that the judge says you can't mention the tax trial that's coming up in September. You can't mention some of the salacious stuff that he's been through, but you can look into, in fact, the special prosecutor might be using stuff on the laptop for evidence in the trial, and that sets off a reminder in the heads of the jury about everything else that was associated with the laptop, right?
Well, sure. I mean, the jury is going to be sitting there, and I'm very confident the jury will know much about the background of Hunter Biden. So what the judge did was entertain pretrial motions, and the prosecutor wanted to go broad. They wanted to talk about the case in California, the IRS, where he hasn't paid taxes allegedly in 2016, 17, 18, and 19. We had whistleblowers on that case. That case is proceeding to trial in a couple of months. The prosecutors also wanted to introduce information specifically about his child custody cases, and the judge has denied that. But what the judge did allow is information from his memoir to be introduced into evidence, information from the laptop, which I understand is corroborated by outside sources. And I'm hoping that the information the prosecutors need from the laptop goes to the drug use. Now, the prosecution also doesn't have to prove, according to the judge, drug use on the day he purchased the firearm. It's just drug use on or about that time. So on his laptop, on his iPhone, on his iPad, we may have information of connections to drug dealers or to other people who were supplying him with illegal narcotics.
Now, the Abby Lowell, who is the attorney, who's a very accomplished attorney, has a great record as an attorney, he's blaming the gun store, if I'm not wrong, for the application, for either fiddling with the application or something. I mean, he essentially is saying that Hunter either wasn't aware of what he was signing, or the gun store itself filled in some of the application form. Is that right?
I mean, that we're thinking that may be his defense. We'll see when he gets to trial what he actually puts forth as a defense. I mean, that's a pretty serious charge on the gun store, and it's incredulous. It's quite unbelievable that a gun store would say, just sign your name and we'll fill out the rest. That's not how it works with firearms. So I mean, if they put that forth, I don't think the jury would even believe beyond a reasonable doubt that happened.
Very quickly, the jury's not allowed to hear about it, but you and I can talk about it. The tax case that's coming up in September. That's coming up just before the election. As you well know, President Biden is always coming out with, you got to pay your fair share of taxes. That's part of his campaign spiel. This is going to make that statement very hard to make on the campaign trail for the president, isn't it?
I mean, you're the president's son, current president's son, and you decide not to pay taxes. 2016, 17, 18, 19. You have whistleblowers at the IRS that have to come forth to reveal this information. You're offered a plea deal, and then you say the plea deal wasn't enough. I mean, what happened with Hunter Biden and the plea deal was Hunter didn't want to accept the restrictive terms. He called them restrictive terms because he wanted further immunity regarding his dealings with China, Uzbekistan. You know, I mean, David, you pay your taxes. You live in America. This is what we do. We pay taxes. The president's son thinks he doesn't have to. We all have to.
Rebecca, great to see you. Thank you very much. Appreciate you being here.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.